Good morning. My name is Christie, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
My name is Lynnon, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
Creation tells us of something happening deep below the surface, deep in the soil. Older trees sharing nutrients and carbon, sharing resources with younger seedlings. When something is wrong, a warning sent out. Through this network of care and communication and resilience, forests have found their way together. Nature, God's incredible creation, has so much to show us if we will look and listen. We gather to listen and learn. As we gather this morning, you're invited to join in singing Mountain Brook with Rushing Waters, number 690. The lyrics are printed on our screens and in the hymnals. We all join in singing from the pews, the stage, our couches, our tables, our cars, and wherever we are. We invite you to stand as you are able. We welcome one another as we join our voices together wherever we are.
Rosemary, Watala Traumer. We here. Today, it feels so simple. We are here to take care of each other. How could we ever forget? As if soil could forget. It is here to feed the trees. As if trees could forget, they are here to feed the soil. How could anything ever get in the way of generosity? How could we ever greet each other with any words besides, "How can I help you?" As if light could forget, it is here to help illuminate. As if dark could forget, it is here to help us heal. May this light center us and remind us, we are light. We are meant to shine, today, tomorrow, and always.
A few more wise words from the poet Rosemary Watola Traumer in Lumbricus terrestris. I don't know if I said that right at all. On a day when the world is weighty, dark and dense with need, I want to be the earthworm that gives itself over to tunneling, its every movement an act of bringing spaciousness. And when minutes feel crushed by urgency, I want to make the world worm-like, which is to say, grounded, consistent, even slow. No matter how desperate the situation, the worm does not tunnel faster, nor burrow more. It knows it can take decades to build fine soil. To whatever is compacted, the worm offers its good worm work, quietly bringing porosity to what is trodden, compressed. So often in my rush to repair, I end up exhausted. Let my gift to the world be my constancy, a devotion to openness, my willingness to be with what is. Let my gift to myself be patience as I tend what is dense and dark. May the heart of peace be with you.
And also with you.
To those online, we invite you to share this ancient greeting in the chat. For all those in the sanctuary, we invite you to turn to the camera and say hello to all worshiping with us in digital space this morning. And now you are invited to share this ancient greeting with those seated near you.
So this is what Annie feels like. Okay. Good morning, church. Welcome to National Avenue Christian Church. I'm Pastor Jenn. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I haven't got to spend a lot of time up here. You might notice it's a little different in here this morning. We have been full steam ahead. We're a theater this weekend and next, so I'll say more about that. But yes, how wonderful. I'll say more about that in a moment, but as a way of just welcoming us and knowing who's here with us and sharing in this space, we have a check-in. You'll see that is right in front of you, so if this disappears and you don't get a chance to hold up your phone like you're going to take a picture and get that link, that's okay. You have all the links in front of you with all the QR codes, and if you don't want to mess with any of that, that's totally fine too. The invitation for the check-in is to share your name, and then if there's any other information, that's a great spot to leave it, or you can message us in the office or find us throughout the office Tuesday through Friday, 9 to 3, with any other questions. We gather Tuesdays at Travelers, which is just down the road here at on National, and that's a really wonderful space to just have conversation, to share together. So if that's not a space or time that you can attend and you're interested in another space, let us know. We would love to find another time to be at the table with you. Bell Choir will return next Wednesday. We'll kick off. So yeah, one more week till bells, and this is an invitation. Anyone who's interested in that, we hope you'll consider coming back or try something new. We've had a lot of that here on this stage. It's wonderful, as well as choir starts this Wednesday at 7 p.m. So that is open to anyone, and we're doing things a little different in this season where there'll be one song and then weekly rehearsals, so you'll really get a chance to know the music ahead of time. So hope, I know there's a lot of us that have been singing over the past several weeks that you might consider joining in that space, or anyone who's interested. This Wednesday starting at 7 o'clock, you can talk to Jonathan Rainey for more details about choir or bell choir. Our church-wide retreat, I'm going to let Cassie say a word to us about that this morning.
Hi, I'm Cassie. My pronouns are she, her, hers. Okay, so I brought this because you need to bring spray paint to the retreat so you can sign the guest book. That's right. The guest book is an old beat-up card that we get to spray paint. So we're asking everybody to bring their spray paint when they come. So a couple things I want to go over before, a couple more things. So you, sign-ups are a little complicated. I understand that because it's 3 forms. I know that is very complicated. My husband had me do his. So after church today, during brunch church, I have a table set up. There's streamers, there's a little, come see me, and I can help you sign up if you're wanting to sign up. Again, we have AM, PM, and full day options. We also have carpool options. So if you can't make it because you're like, I don't want to drive out there, we will get you there, and we will get you home. We won't leave you out in the woods. But remember, there's going to be rock hounding, there's going to be hiking, there's going to be time, there's a big beautiful pavilion. If you don't want to do any of that, you can sit under the big beautiful pavilion and eat food. So I would love for everybody to come. You are personally invited by me. Bring your spray paint. We'll spray paint a car together. Okay.
Appreciate the Spirituality Collaborative so much. Making this is a free event, so there is no cost associated with this. There's food for all different types of dietary needs and all ages, and we truly mean that it's all levels of accessibility, so anyone and everyone can come and play. So thank you for space today, that as we have questions, we can sign up after church at brunch church today. Thank you. Families with children will be meeting next Sunday after church. You'll get more messages out about that from us throughout the week, but just wanted to make sure that's on your calendar. Next Sunday after church, we'll have a meal and stay together and have some conversation. Again, save the date. Disciples 101 classes will be starting in October and then into November. That's just an opportunity. We've talked a lot about resolutions and our denomination, and this is a chance to say, what are disciples? What does any of that mean? So really appreciate Reverend Candy Adams helping to hold this space for us. So stay tuned and just save the date for these exciting upcoming opportunities. Today is brunch church. I don't know if you walked in the hallways and the smell of bacon and there's French toast. So what a glorious day to get to share and stay at the table. Hope you'll plan to join us. A quick word, we'll say more in worship. But again, you might have noticed things are a little different. So as we leave today, our last act together will be communion and then an invitation to go outside. So you can take as long or short as you want, hang out, sit down with a tree, and then follow around to go through the gallery to come back in to share in brunch church, and everything will be waiting for us today after our time in sharing and worship. Save the date again. Dinner church will be September 28th at 6 p.m. This is a game night, so the invitation is to bring a favorite game that you'd like to play or just show up and play a game, and there'll be a cereal bar for breakfast. I don't know if you are like us in our house, the time you get to have cereal for dinner is such a fun time, so we look forward to getting to share a plethora of different cereals together for dinner church on September 28th. Crosslines is requesting shampoo. You can bring that with you to church or throughout the week and then leave it in the gallery as you come in. There's a whole bin and a space so we can help support our neighbors. Our board will be meeting today. We're going to join together for brunch church for a bit and then gather for a board meeting in the parlor around noon today. And of course, Annie is here, and if you haven't had a chance to see it, yes, right? The cast has done so, oh my gosh. And crew... you all, this is a force and a labor of love. Things like even just getting the hallways and spaces cleared this morning for this space. So I hope that if you haven't had a chance or come back again, 2 o'clock today, and then we have 3 performances next weekend. So a great opportunity to share with friends, family, neighbors, community, this wonderful gift and incredible performance that's happening here in this space. Any other Annie updates or things to know, then just keep on coming and inviting folks. 2 other quick things that I'll share. The class that's been meeting on trauma, spirituality and trauma, that was a limited series and that ended this morning. If you have more questions or interested in another space, please come talk to me, Catherine Boone, Etta Madden, and curiosity about what's next. But for our Sunday morning sessions, those ended this morning. And one final thank you to Carson's Nursery. We have some trees on borrow for our space and series this morning. So just wanted to shout out, appreciate Sarah Cybulski, who's here on staff, who helped to make it possible for us to literally bring life into this space with us this morning. So it was wonderful. Another final note, Community Collaborative will be meeting next Sunday after church as well. So a lot going on in this space. Is that all? That is actually all the things. Wonderful. I'm going to invite you to take a nice deep breath with me as we hold the life of this place, bubbling and teeming and so much sweetness and goodness. To take a moment to find stillness. A moment of gratitude for the hands and the hearts, for the presence for each of you who have shown up in this space or are with us online. May this time be a time to soothe us, to bring us peace, to help to hold our grief and lament at the world. May we feel more deeply rooted by this space and time we share together this morning. May it be so.
From the stories of our faith from the Hebrew Bible, Jeremiah chapter 17. The Lord proclaims, "Cursed are those who trust in mere humans, who depend on human strength and turn their hearts from the Lord. They will be like a desert shrub that doesn't know when relief comes. They will live in the parched places of the wilderness, in a barren land where no one survives."
Happy are those who trust in the Lord, who rely on the Lord. They will be like trees planted by the streams, whose roots reach down to the water. They won't fear drought when it comes. Their leaves will remain green. They won't be stressed in the time of drought or fail to bear fruit.
We tell stories to learn, to grow, to spark more questions. Today we offer the longings of our heart. We join with the voices rising from the past and from today. We join the story.
Good morning. My name is Steve Flower. My pronouns are he, him, and his. And we're going to have a reflection today as part of the prayers of the people. Today's prayer is from a book, Advice from a Tree, by Lynnon. I'm going to read this twice today. I invite you to listen for a word or a phrase that stands out to you, that connects to you. A phrase that you can take with you or keep close to your heart. So take a deep breath. Close your eyes if that feels safe. Open your heart as you are able. Listen. Pay attention to what is stirring in you. We will rest in a deep pause together and then hear a prayer to us, advice from a tree. Dear friend, stand tall and proud. Sink your roots deeply into the earth. Reflect on the light of your own true nature. Think long term. Go out on a limb. Remember your place among all living beings. Embrace with joy the changing of the seasons, for each yields its own abundance. The energy and birth of spring, the growth and contentment of summer, the wisdom to let go like leaves in the fall, the rest and quiet renewal of the winter. Feel the wind and the sun and delight in their presence. Look up at the moon that shines down upon you, and the mystery of the stars at night. Seek nourishment from the good things in life. Simple pleasures, earth, fresh air, light. Drink plenty of water. Let your limbs sway and dance in the breezes. Be flexible. Remember your roots and enjoy the view. Allow yourself to breathe and reflect, and I'll read this again. Dear friends, stand tall and proud. Sink your roots deeply into the earth. Reflect on the light of your own true nature. Think long term. Go out on a limb. Remember your place among all living beings. Embrace with joy the changing of the seasons, for each yields its own abundance. The energy and birth of spring, the growth and contentment of summer, the wisdom to let go like leaves in the fall, the rest and quiet renewal of winter. Feel the wind and the sun and delight in their presence. Look up at the moon that shines down upon you and the mystery of the stars at night. Seek nourishment from the good things in life, simple pleasures, earth, fresh air, light. Be content with your natural beauty. Drink plenty of water. Let your limbs sway and dance in the breezes. Be flexible. Remember your roots and enjoy the view.
Thank you, choir. Love that poem so much. Where I grew up in the city, in the suburbs, there was this magical place. I could cross over through my neighbor's yard, and then back a few feet behind her house, I could enter this tree-filled sanctuary. There was a row of houses behind, or like next to my house, but then tucked back behind that was this secret place. It extended into my neighbor's yard where she had this canopy of trees. And it was on the edge of this other foresty place that was behind another row of houses. So if you can kind of imagine this really secret, green-filled, tree-filled space. So it appeared to be a bunch of houses, but then this secret place was filled with trees behind the homes. I hadn't thought about that space in years. And I know memory has this funny way of adding and deleting things over time, but as I thought about that space this week, a feeling of calm and peace rushed over me. At the time, I didn't really think of it as magical. It was just my neighbor's yard where I got to go. I doubt I used those kinds of words growing up, but I remember the specific group of trees. And I remember this kind of clearing space and running through the yard to get to that canopy and that space. I remember the shade of those trees. I remember feeling safe there. I remember feeling calm, even as a child, that space could hold me. I wonder if that resonates with you. Do you have a space like that from your memory in childhood, or a place you go now? Knowing what I know about trees now, I'm sure this adds to the fondness of that space and how I look back on those memories. Back in April, I shared about standing on Black Mountain in North Carolina with the Bethany Fellows congregation as we learned about the Wood Wide Web. Did you know that was a thing, right? No technology involved there, but something a little bit more magical. On our walk through the grounds of Christmont Retreat Center, we learned about this intricate underground network of mycorrhizal fungi and bacteria that contains plants that allow them to share resources like nutrients and water and communicate through these chemical scents and signals. As this network of mycelium shares in relationship, the plants and the trees underneath in the soil are sharing sugar. They're sharing water and these vital nutrients through the soil. My colleague, Chris Ferd, smiled and said, I know about this. We read about this in the book, The Hidden Life of Trees by Peter Wohlleben. Many of us maybe have heard the story of the aspens, and we know that the aspens work underneath the ground through this intricate root system. It's a system that's been collected and connected through millennia. As they weave their way together, they function as a single organism, making it possible for them to stand together and be able to resist against disease and fire and be this resilient force together. It turns out that trees connect and care for each other and have this whole other deep system, somewhat similar to the aspens in the way that they care for each other. Trees of various species communicate and support each other through the network in the soil. As Peter Wohlleben, German forester and author, offers to us in The Hidden Life of Trees, trees are ancient. They've been around for so long, and many of them can offer us such deep wisdom. We say it oftentimes, but there are various and a myriad of ways that we get to know these glimpses of God in creation. And I think trees make it really easy and accessible. There is so much under the surface there to explore. So as we consider this image, this network of a wood wide web, I noticed how Peter writes about trees and how they tend to one another. It was one of my favorite stories, that when a threat comes along, such as a giraffe that wants to eat leaves off of a tree, the tree gives off a scent to the creature, helping it to stop to consume its leaves. And then other trees catch that the scent is going on, and as long as the wind is blowing in the right direction, they pay attention and they start to give off the scent, deterring the giraffe from eating the leaves. But Peter shared that if the tree is isolated and not connected to the network, that tree is at risk of being harmed. And that trees over many, many years have learned that if one is isolated and it gets disease or insects descend on them or they lose their leaves and they die, the rest of the trees are then threatened. Their future is connected. By finding their way together and protecting each other and communicating with each other and understanding this deep connectedness, they create resilience together, and that is how they thrive. In today's text, we heard a popular image from the Hebrew Bible and the book of Jeremiah. There are two images that are familiar nature images. The first is this solitary desert shrub. The image conjures up this isolated plant, disconnected and unable to thrive alone. It's not accessing the wider web on its own, therefore it is cut off and it suffers. In contrast, we read about the well-rooted tree by the water. This tree is connected to a larger system, so it doesn't fear drought or heat, as its roots are deep and united. It is intertwined with life. It is sharing sugar and nutrients and water. It has access to resilience to carry through all the difficult seasons. Looking back at the stories of Jeremiah, a prophet writing in the thick of turbulent times, it's easy to project what we know now into the story. And I think that's a little bit okay here. As the decline of the Assyrian Empire was occurring around him, there's being surrounded by these unjust and disrupted systems. As he saw people taking advantage of each other, as he stood in the midst of idolatry, as people were finding other religious icons and prophets and not figuring out how to tend to each other well. He was looking for ways to help point towards how we can live well in relationship with God and with one another. So as he looked around, he put their attention to this thing that ran deep, as an image of trying to take greater care of each other, how to pay attention to one another. This deeply rooted tree, gathering nutrients by the stream, an image and a truth of God's presence in their midst. It is so easy to lose sight of those things that are just right there in our midst. Trees that provide oxygen and care for us and are working so hard under the ground, deep in the soil, to tend to other ancient beings. I think this image is more than a metaphor. It is a way of seeing in real time a network of resilience and truth of our deepest connections. We know, as the Surgeon General has told us, that isolation is killing us. We are worse for it. In 2023, and I've shared pieces of this report over the years, Dr. Vivek Murthy said to us, loneliness is far more than just a bad feeling. It causes both individual and society harm. It is associated with greater risk for our cardiovascular system, dementia, stroke, depression, anxiety, premature death. The impacts of this, of being disconnected, is similar to smoking up to 15 cigarettes a day. And there's even greater impacts that associate with obesity and physical inactivity. The harmful consequences of a society that lacks connection can be felt in our schools, our workplaces, our civic organizations, where performance, productivity, and engagement are diminished. As we continue to move away from each other, we lose each other's humanity. We've seen evidence of that as political violence runs rampant around us. We other each other. We lose sight of the image of God in one another and become, like the prophet has suggested, like desert shrubs. We are social creatures. We need networks of care and support and to figure out how to activate them. We need to share our sugar. Again, the Surgeon General offered to us, we're called to build a movement to mend the social fabric of our nation. It will take all of us. Individuals and families, schools and workplaces, healthcare, public health systems, technology companies, governments, faith organizations, community, all of us working together to destigmatize loneliness and change our cultural and political response to it. It will require reimagining structures and policies and programs that help to shape a community that is best to support the development of healthy relationships. But each one of us can start now, he encourages. Our individual relationships are an untapped resource, part of a wood wide web, if you will. Answer that call from a friend, he says. Make time to share a meal. Listen without the distraction of your phone. Perform an act of service. Express yourself authentically. The keys to human connection are simple, but extraordinarily powerful, and I would add, all around us. Well-rooted trees. The invitation to us to build networks of care, to be community. Spaces of sharing our sugar are vital. They have been for thousands of years, and they are keys to us in this moment of history. It is my deepest prayer that church can be that place of support and a network. And too many of us know that that is not what church has been for too many. It has not been a place of well-rooted love. Too often, churches have become places of isolation and bigotry and misunderstanding. But I do believe by our hands and by our hearts, we have been and will continue to work to make a place where we can nurture our spirits, where we can tend to one another, and offer great care in our world. What if church could be that magical surprise in the midst of our cities, providing the shelter, the safety, the delight, and connection, the place that we want to run to? Bethany Fellows has served as a living, breathing network that has taught me about building resilience and networks such as these, about finding hope, about learning to share and hold one another's grief, laughter, and so much sugar. This past week on a call, Jenna, one of the Bethany Fellows congregational leaders, shared a song with us. It's part of her practice. She likes to share simple songs. She calls them a song that you can take with you in your pocket. I love that. A simple word and melody that can help us to carry an intention. She often will take them with her on a walk, but it's just a way to invite us to reset, to listen, just to take something and hold it together simply. As I often can feel the overwhelm of the world and things falling apart around us, and so many, many, many injustices, I am so eager for tools such as these, songs that I can put in my pocket. So I wanted to share it with you and teach it to you today. The words are simple. They're printed in your program, and they're going to appear here on screen. There's two kind of verses, so it'll go real simply that I'll sing the first one, "Your Heart Knows the Way Home," and we'll repeat that over and over and over till I feel like we've kind of getting it. And then the next line, I'll switch to it. "The forest will speak to you in silence," and then over and over and over. And then as it begins to make sense, you can sing a new melody, you can add along a harmony. I think they fit nicely on top of each other. And if you just want to sit in silence and hold the song as it washes over you, that's great too. So I'm going to invite us into a moment of singing together. I did it because I thought I wanted everyone to know how easy this can be done. As much as I love our wonderful, you all are going to figure this out quick, and please sing very loudly. But I wanted to encourage you. It's a song that you can take and sing on your way. So, your heart knows the way home. 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 Beautiful. One more time. Your heart knows the way home. Your heart knows the way home. The forest will speak to you in silence. The forest will speak to you in silence. The forest will speak to you in silence. One more time. The forest will speak to you in silence. Your heart knows the way home. 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 The forest will speak to you in silence. The forest will speak to you in silence. Sing whatever part you like. Your heart knows the way home. 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 One more time. Your heart knows the way home. Your heart knows the way home. May it be so.
Our invitation this week is to seek intentional time outside or with a tree.
Go for a walk.
Find a patch of grass and take off your shoes.
Pay attention to the sounds of the birds.
We are going to help you out this morning by inviting you to go outside after communion. There is so much pain and heartache and grief in the world.
Can you find God's presence among creation and find rest there?
May we find spaces to hold our grief. May we give our attention to what surrounds us.
May this morning's offering be given and received.
If I'm in the back of the church, by the way. Thank you, Creator, for the gift of trees, for their steadfast presence, rooted deep in the earth. They are a testament to strength and endurance. For the intricate dance of their leaves, rustling in the breeze, they are a symphony of life and a reminder of your gentle whispers. For the sheltering shade they offer, a haven from the sun, they are a sanctuary of peace and a symbol of your constant care. For the fruits they bear and the oxygen they give, they are a source of sustenance and a breath of life, sustaining all that you have made. May we, like the trees, be grounded in your love, reaching ever higher towards your light, and offering our gifts to the world in a spirit of gratitude. Amen.
I'll invite you to be seated. You will see that the screen, you can watch us that way. We knew this part might feel a little strange, or just, again, kind of find a different way of being in the space. Sometimes it's good to be a little off kilter. It reminds us that that is how the world is sometimes. So a reminder that this table is for all of us. The invitation that we find here is that we get to come and partake of our connectedness, to share together in this symbolic moment that literally feeds us and helps to remember the sugar and the network and the depth of the rootedness and goodness of which we get to stand and be a part of and help to nurture. So the reminder is that this table is for all of us. The invitation is that each are welcome to share and partake. And if yours is to stay seated, that's great. If yours is just to come be with us and you're not taking today, that's okay too, to find what you need in this space. A reminder, the invitation after we share communion is to go outside. So you can take 2 minutes and find a tree, take off your shoes, or just take a slow walk this way. There's a beautiful garden over here. Just be careful if you cross the street. Sometimes people go a little too quickly on that street. But that to get your way back to the gallery, you can go this way, and that there is delicious, wonderful food waiting for us there together to share. I just want to say now, normally I'd say at the very end, but since this will kind of be our last moment, thank you to so many folks that have brought in trees, who have helped to carry the things and to bring worship together through technology, for beautiful voices, for this time, for each of your presence, and again, for adjusting and moving and being flexible like the trees reminded us today. So thank you so much for your participation as we prepare to join together at this table and share at this meal and go forth from here.
Friends, siblings, beloved community, we gather together today at a table of grace, a place where we remember the deep connections that bind us. And as we look around, we see the beautiful diversity of creation, a diversity mirrored in each one of us.
And yet, like the trees of the forest, we are profoundly interconnected, drawing strength and sustenance from unseen networks. In ancient forests, trees communicate through intricate fungal networks, sharing nutrients, warning of dangers, and supporting the young and the vulnerable.
This wisdom of the tree reminds us of our own call to interdependence, to nourish one another and to stand in solidarity with all beings. Together we remember the one who taught us to love God, neighbor, and self, the one who showed us the radical connectedness of all life.
On the night he was betrayed, knowing the struggles and longings that would fill our lives, Jesus took bread. He blessed it and broke it and gave it to the disciples, saying, "Take, eat. This is my body given for you. Do this in remembrance of me."
After supper, he took the cup, and after giving thanks, he gave it to them, saying, "Drink from this, all of you.
This cup is the new covenant. Do this as often as you drink of it in remembrance of me." This is the table of generous grace, where all are welcome, where all are fed. Come, for all is ready. Come and remember your place in the vast and beautiful network of life.
Would you pray for me? Pray with me, please. God of wonder, you allow us to take the table wherever we are, wherever we go. We can be on the side of a mountain. We can be under the redwoods. We can be in our backyard or on our couch, or even in the back of a theater. Because where the cup and the bread are present, you are present with us, unseen but always with us. Remind us of this as we take this bread and this cup and go forth in your name. Amen.